woke up that morning and like knew that I was done, and then like started my actual journey in recovery. So I wake up one morning and my bed was on these little like riser things so that you could put more stuff under it, because I was in a pretty small studio apartment in Chicago. And I woke up this one morning and the bed had like fallen off of some of them. So I'm like tipped sideways in the bed. I have peed the bed. It's also that time of the month. So there's like blood and pee and the bed is sideways. And I woke up that morning in Chicago and I was like, I don't know what to do, but I have to be done. And I just started driving back to Minneapolis. I just like put stuff in the car. Probably wasn't even sober, honestly, given how much I was drinking, but put all my stuff in the car and just started driving back toward Minneapolis. Like I didn't even know where I was going.
You didn't have a place that you lived.
No, I just couldn't. I just thought Chicago was the problem.
Right.
It had made it worse than ever. And I was like, it's the pandemic and my apartment's too small and whatever. So I just start driving back. I always joke, like, this is not a great decision-making mode. So I end up calling my ex-boyfriend, who I had dated for, like, most of the time that I was in Minneapolis, and was like, hey, can I stay with you? Like, I'm going crazy in Chicago, because there's just more room in Minneapolis. I imagine it kind of like being in New York during the pandemic. Everyone just, like, feels on top of each other, and there's just, like, in Minnesota, there's more space, and everyone, it was getting closer to summer by that point, like April. So it was just, anyway, he said yes.
So you go back to Minneapolis.
Go back to Minneapolis. This guy actually owns a bunch of cannabis farms across the, mostly.
But he's not a using person.
I mean, he like smokes a lot.
He's a normal
Anyone
guy.
who sells cannabis smokes a lot of cannabis. When I was dating him, I drank too much all the time, but I had come back. This is, I think, now like early May, go to stay with him. And after a couple of weeks of me being there, he then pulls me aside and is like, I've not, like, you've always drank too much, but I've never seen it like this. Like, you can't stay here if this is all that you're going to do. Because he was watching me drink like 24 hours a day in his house, hiding it from him, like whatever. He's like, you can't be here anymore. So as a good alcoholic does, I got mad. There's a lake called Lake Minnetonka where there's just people like partying all the time in the summer in Minnesota. I went to the lake, went on this like 5-day bender, and then like woke up at a party actually on the like Tuesday after Memorial Day. I was supposed to be on meetings for work. I just like didn't even know where my laptop was, didn't know where my car was. That was the day I almost got a DUI and didn't. And like that morning, my friends like came downstairs, was pouring wine. He probably is an alcoholic, but was pouring wine into a coffee cup. It's like 8:00 in the morning. And he said, do you want some? And for me, the answer is always yes. Like I absolutely do. Especially if you're going to make it normal by you drinking also and not me by myself at 8 a.m. And for some reason, I just like said no. Like I woke up that morning and like knew that I was done. And of course my sobriety date doesn't come for 7 months, but within a couple days of that, I called one of those girls from college who's actually married to someone who's sober now, and was like, I don't know what to do anymore. Like, can you put Mike on the phone? And he gets on the phone and is like, go to a meeting. And I was like, I tried those meetings. I don't want to go to those meetings. They suck. Like, they're not for me. And he was like, I've got nothing for you then. So I like detox just on the couch for a couple more days. The boyfriend had let me like come back once I said that I was going to try to get sober. And by that Thursday, went to my first meeting. It was on Zoom because it was during the pandemic. By that Sunday, had my first sponsor and then like started my actual journey in recovery.